if you feel drained all the time, you need to learn to utilize this technique that I'm going to teach you. So one of the reasons that we feel drained all the time is because we always feel like we need to be doing more, or we're doing a lot, and we never feel like we're quite accomplishing anything. We're always scanning our environment and looking for all of the deficits, all of the things we haven't done, all of the things that need to be improved on. And sometimes this can be really sneaky in the mind. It can sound really nice, like, oh, I should declutter, or oh, I should start eating healthy, or oh, I need to, give my friend a call. And these are all beautiful things. Like, they sound really nice. The problem is that we live in a society which is constantly telling us that we need to improve and we need to get better and we need to change. So it's constantly putting goals in our minds. And the problem with goals is that they're dopamine driven. So that typically means that you will exist in this urge state until you fulfill the goal. There'll be kind of like this almost like empty, like craving feeling until you get the satisfaction of fulfilling the goal. And so if you're living your life with so many little goals, you're going to constantly feel drained. You're going to just feel awful because you're existing in a brain state that isn't really meant to feel good. And this, I think, really happens because we're not really meant to have this much influence of our goals. Like, we're not meant to be shown like all this content for hours a day about how we could improve ourselves. Like, there's constant possibility for improvement. And so the only way to feel better, because you're never going to be able to improve yourself completely to the point where you think like you will just feel magically better. The only way to feel better is to work on your mind and how you think. And so every time your mind goes into wanting, even if it's really nice wanting, like I should call my friends more, I should declutter, I should set up a better routine at work. Sure, but those are all wanting states. They're going to make you feel drained. And the goal here is to not make you feel drained. So when you're in all of these wanting states, it's really important for you to notice this. So first of all, the first key here is to write down, or at least mentally notice, like, I'm in a wanting state. I'm draining myself with all of these goals, with all these wanting states. And then the next step is to train your mind to switch to thinking about the things that you've already done, you already have, right? Because like, let's think about the house decluttering. I don't really know anyone that thinks their house is clean enough. Like, my house is definitely not clean enough. But there is the possibility that you can think that your house isn't clean enough for the rest of your life. Like, if you have kids, pets, etc., it's never going to be 100% clean. But you could also see your house as clean enough. So it's kind of this like glass half empty, half full, right? So your house is not a complete disaster in most cases, right? Like, it could always be worse, always. And so it's about noticing the things that are working, the things that you are good at, the things that you've already done, the things that you already have. So typically I call this wanting versus having. And so if you're in that depleted, like deficient, just exhausted state of mind, it's because you've chronically used the dopaminergic system and you're just constantly seeing all of the things that need to be improved, even though they sound so nice. And we're really encouraged to do this in our culture. But this will make you feel exhausted. And so if you want to feel better, at least just for the month of December, focus on what you've already done, what you have. Your house is clean in some places, I'm sure. Like, there's little pockets of cleanliness, and it's about learning to focus on those. So every time you have one of those wanting thoughts, it's retraining your mind. It's literally just all about focus. And so redirecting the mind, not judging yourself, because that's another wanting issue. So if you start judging yourself that you're not doing a good job at this exercise that you saw from me on TikTok, then that's another goal that you're failing at. So there's like a very subtle distinction here, but it's about just accepting, like, yeah, mind will do it. Like, we will just look for goals. That's the way we are. But it's the redirection. You can always redirect. And so that's what you can control. So don't make yourself feel better, or don't make yourself feel bad for not doing this exercise perfectly, because that will also make you feel completely defeated and depleted.